Billy, do you want me to choose for you?
Kellogg's Variety. With 8 Kellogg's favourites, it's not always easy.
Awfully clever, those Greek philosophers.
Well, they spoke Greek, didn't they?
Like natives. There was that Archimedes bloke who jumped in the bath and shouted Eureka.
Water too hot, I expect.
No, you see, he discovered you could tell how light this whisper was just by dropping it in the bath.
It would have melt, wouldn't it?
No, it's theoretical. You see, he lived in 247 BC.
BC?
Before Cadbury's.
Oh, what a shame.
He was very philosophical about it.
Whisper. Enlightenment from Cadbury.
The best in action right in front of him, but you can't put the heart in a guy, and you can't put the courage, and you can't put the will to go 10 rounds or 12 rounds on a guy.
Well, quick left hook by Harris, guy who isn't as big name as some of the other trainers in the sport, but does a great job. Likewise, Tommy Parks in Maurice Harris's corner is somebody who really knows the ins and outs of the sport. And now Jefferson, who got clocked.
Very smart thing that Harris should go to Jefferson's body every chance he gets.
Oh, sizzling left hook. Those body shots helping to set up the left hook. He's looking for an opportunity to go to the body and set something up. And that's a good way to finish. Uppercut landed. Harris goes down again. Steve Smoger is going to let Harris have a chance to continue. 30 seconds left.
And Harris, showing his own grit, gets him.
That's got experience.
What a comeback by Harris in the closing seconds of the round. That Tommy Parks urged Harris between rounds to try to get to Jefferson's body and sap some of his power. Right hand shot lands for Harris. Jefferson keeps on coming.
Guys who are hungry to win.
Oh, that hurt his body very bad. Enabled him to get hit with a left hook. And he's out.
Uppercut. Vicious uppercut by Jefferson. Harris wobbling again.
That he hadn't seen before. Didn't respect him. Couldn't find anything good to say about it.
Jefferson trying to pound that uppercut again. Harris sticks a left hook.
When he's hurt is to move forward, which is what you look in any fighter.
Mouthpiece gone again. Maurice Harris has survived it.
Jim, one of these guys with big muscles, big shoulders, and he uses a lot of energy to throw a punch.
He has to make it a hard working fight for Harris. If he lets Harris do what he wants to do, that's what's going to happen. Off as he pleases.
Oh, good right hand.
Great right hand flush by Harris. A big weapon for him if he got it going. The box behind it. But Jefferson ended that with his power punches early, and now Harris goes down again.
No, all right, baby. We made the count, baby.
Harris showing gumption with that left hook to the body, and he lands a left hook. And now Jefferson wobbles again.
Can he stay on his feet?
That's it.
Oh, what a left hook shot. No count necessary.
Derek Jefferson, I love you. That we are going to see more of him, and perhaps much more of him.
Now, here's a look at the first knockdown, and you saw the left hook that started it all. Jefferson stepping in with Harris against the ropes and pounding that left hook to the face.
And he knew how to close the show, Roy. He went to the body when nothing else was open, and that left hook was just good night.
The winner by a knockout and still undefeated, Derek Jefferson.
That's what it's all about. Remember, protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. May the best man win. Touch up. Let's go. Come on, guys. Touch it up. All right, let's do this.
Inquiring minds want to know, is Hamed a prince or a frog?
George, what's your hunch? Who has the psychological upper hand as the result of all that took place in the last 12 minutes?
Well, the prince is doing his thing. When another fighter starts to partake in it, he's at a disadvantage. And that's what happened. Kelly started to go into the wrong kind of stuff. He didn't need that.
He got into Naz's world. It'll be interesting to see if it diminishes him in any way.
He started to trash talk. The next thing you know, he'll start fighting trashing.
They're both southpaws, although with Naseem Hamed, it hardly matters. He will whirl and spring in the air. He'll throw punches at odd angles from either side. Kevin Kelly has an outstanding right jab. First hard punch of the fight is a straight right hand by Naseem.
And the first jab was landed by the Prince Hassim. Naseem, he landed the first jab. You don't want that.
And he lands two more. Naseem fighting more conventionally in the first minute of the fight than many of us had been led to expect.
You don't want to find yourself, if you're Kevin Kelly, waiting to see what he's going to do. You got to get out there, establish yourself on the pure basics. Jab, right hand hook, bob and weave. You don't want to get out there waiting.
Kelly has missed with most of his punches so far. Hamed has been able to land straight right hands. Now Hamed switches to a conventional stance.
Kelly, it seems, has a bad right eye. It seems to react as soon as it's touched by any punch.
Well, you saw the swelling in the Derek Gainer fight, the bad swelling on both eyes in the Alejandro Gonzalez fight. Kevin Kelly's had 50 pro fights, and he's been in too many wars for the taste of most of his supporters. They want to see Kevin box.
So far, Hamed has beaten Kelly to the punch with both hands.
The good thing about Kelly, the fight is on no matter what. If it goes into 6th round, he still believes that I can get a knockout, so he's willing to waste a few rounds.
First 2 minutes of the fight, Hamed is a puzzle that Kelly is unable to solve. But down goes the Prince on Kelly's first serious landed punch. A looping right hand put Hamed down. Second time in his career he's been down in the first round. Puerto Rican Daniel Alisea was able to do it too. Also in the first round, but then Hamed came back to knock him out in the second.
We all were wondering what was going to happen when he caught a punch from Kelly. We saw it.
Yeah, Kelly believes in his power, so you'll never discourage him, even if his eyes are swollen, if he's cut.
Kelly just missed with a hard left hand. Hamed switches into a conventional stance. Kevin, for a couple of beats, was in a conventional stance himself. Now he goes back to his regular southpaw. Hamed switching from side to side as he faces the man who has floored him in the first round.
And you got to be focused for me. I need you to really slow your heart down. Water, I got that. Spit. You need to look at me. You need to really look at me. There's two things we got to do.
Don't go looking for him. Just off your job. You'll hit him with your bombs, but keep your right hand.
Now watch Hamed commit a cardinal sin in boxing, leaning back after throwing a flurry. Kelly was there and caught him. Can't do that with a top fighter. A little bit of hubris there, a little bit of overconfidence, thinking that it couldn't happen to him. It did.
Go, go, go.
CompuBox numbers show Kevin Kelly landed only 10 punches in the first round, but it only took one to do the damage which won him the round.
I think it was a wonderful feat by Naseem to be able to get knocked down and then have your opponent running from you at the end of the round. He got up and made Kelly run. Now Kelly, we get a good, powerful right jab by Kevin Kelly.
Strong jab. Backs Naseem up. Naseem in the ropes. First time he's been in the ring with a fighter of Kevin Kelly's class. The wonderful thing coming into tonight was you knew that anything could happen. And one of the things that could happen would be that the Prince was exposed as a fraud. His gloves touch the canvas. The count begins. The second knockdown for Kelly. So one knockdown in each round now for Kevin Kelly.
Yeah, I think the last knockdown was fluke.
Kelly was down. I thought that was a knockdown that Kelly should have been scored for a knockdown.
Angie Esteves waved it off and ruled it a slip. So it does not count as a knockdown against Kelly. Hamed's been down twice. The knockdown, the apparent knockdown of Kelly ruled a slip. Hard right hand inside by Kelly.
The Prince has not seen this kind of power before.
Well, but Hamed is supposed to have power of his own with his quickness, and we haven't seen the evidence of that as yet.
I think the mistake he made.
There we saw it right there.
There's the power. There's the power you were talking about. And Kelly is stunned.
Hey, come on, baby.
And Hamed nods to him. Now we're in a fight.
Clean break, no. Watch that elbow. Watch that elbow. Let's go.
And Kelly gets out of his boxing stance and decides to go to war. Now he settles back.
The more Naseem decides to be orthodox, the more trouble he gets himself into. So it's at his advantage to stay wild. Drop your hand, make this guy wait for you.
Kelly lands a hard chopping left and another. Naseem seemingly beginning to weather Kevin's punches a little bit better.
You can see Naseem is trying to get the rhythm to Kelly, and he's not able to do that.
Dropping his hand, switching from side to side. Now he goes back into a boxing stance.
5 seconds.
Round 2 is going to come to a close, having seen knockdowns for each fighter.
We don't see this very often in one round, a fighter getting knocked down twice. You saw that Kelly landed a left and then a right. The first one was a knockdown. The referee was a little late getting in as he got up again. But he did bounce up. Give him that. And they're flush on the jaw. Kelly, like Junior Jones, his pal in the first fight, got a little cocky with his power, left himself open, and caught one from Hamed.
And that's what was ruled a slip right there, Larry.
Seconds out.
It could have been ruled a knockdown. It wasn't. Turned out okay. On my scorecard, Hamed won that round because even though they split knockdowns, his knockdown was more convincing and he landed more punches in the rest of the round.
Naseem is getting hit with punches. He's causing himself to be off balance by throwing his head back and forward. But the knockdown that Kelly received was a true knockdown, not off balance, pure power.
Well, Naseem breaks so many rules of textbook boxing, it's as though he not only hasn't read the book, he hasn't looked at the table of contents. Leans his head back, ducks from side to side, trying to get away from punches. Takes a hard left from Kelly there. And lands a hard right hand of his own.
That was power by Naseem.
Well, one time he's going to leap too often and he may leap right into a Kelly punch, and that would be it. As Phil Borges said, if he leaps, he sleeps.
Kevin Kelly's got true power. He's real accurate with his straight left hand.
Oh, when you're fighting against a powerful, good boxer like Kevin who has good balance, you better watch your own balance. And bad balance contributed to that second Kelly knockdown of Hamed in round 2. Now Kevin starting to try to establish the straight right jab.
That was a good jab by Kevin Kelly that did some damage.
Kelly lands a left cross. Hamed ducking, sliding along the ropes. Not throwing as many punches in this round. Hamed seeming to have gone into a little bit of a caution state here as the result of the damage that Kevin Kelly's been able to do.
Yeah, it's the jab by Kevin Kelly that's being most effective now. If he just maintained that right jab, he can make this an easy fight.
And as we pointed out, that's another thing Phil Borgia said. He said, my man has the better jab and the longer reach. How's Hamed going to get past that? In other fights, he's had his ways, but he hasn't been in with anybody as good as Kevin Kelly.
Hamed seems to see dropping his hands in there is not getting him any advantage. So dropping those hands with Kelly can cause good night. Got to keep your hands up with a guy like Kelly.
Right now, Hamed seems less unorthodox than just confused on how to break through Kelly's guard.
They trade right hands. Kevin's was the harder of the two. Good left uppercut by Prince Naseem. Right hand lands again as well. Naseem starting to come out of his shell and get more aggressive again.
You want to say to Naseem, stop pulling back with your head, but then you lose the total fighter.
You wanted to say that to Muhammad Ali, too.
Yeah, but you lose the total fighter because they do what they do. It makes them so good.
Let's go. Face that way. Sit down. Sit down. Good boxer. Look at me.
You're not listening.
If you don't use your jab and if you don't move your head, we're going to run into difficulties, and I don't want that. What we worked on to get this guy out of here was our tempo. Correct?
Gotcha.
When you're hunting a peanut, think what you did to Craig. Think what you did to Flat Top.
Hit that body.
Think what you did to Judah. Think all these things, how you let them hands go. Why all...
Bang, step back, bang, step out. You got him up. You got me? Just don't get in a war with him. Pick him off. You will gradually break him up off your jab. Yeah. Just bing, bing. Bang, then come back with it. Got me? You break him up on it. He's had his fun now. He's had his fun. You start giving it to him.
So now it's Brendan Engel, Prince Naseem's trainer ever since he saw him on a schoolyard when he was 7 years old, asking his fighter not to get into a war. He wants him to pick Kelly off with his jab. Ping, ping.
That's not an easy thing to do. When you're fighting a boxer with a jab, you almost have to war. Get into a war. Kelly's got a good right jab.
He sure does. Naseem lands a couple power punches. Kevin Kelly lands a hard left hand. Kelly misses with the right and misses wildly with the right. But Naseem not in a position to counter either time. Hard left hand up top by Prince Naseem Hamed.
Okay, watch the head. Let's go. Watch that elbow.
Seems that Kevin Kelly is getting the best of the counterpunch, and you would expect the opposite.
They trade in short bursts and flurries. Naseem landing more accurately in this round than has been the case before, but taking some leather in return. Down goes Kelly on two hard left hands. Both fighters down twice in the fight.
Ooh, a good
blistering right hand by Hamed. Kelly a little slow to respond here.
You got to be careful mixing up with Kelly because he can fight.
And that's going to be ruled a knockdown as Naseem's glove grazed the canvas. So there's the count for that. Third knockdown of Hamed by Kelly, and the Naseem advocates in the crowd boo that. Hard left hand by Kelly, and a right hand shot. Leaping right hand by the Prince. Ooh. And a hard left, and Kelly's down for the third time.
Whoa! 6, 7, 8, 9.
half a minute, and he is definitely hurt.
He's
and the
for real.
fight is over.
He's for real. The Prince is for real.
Punching power, George.
It's almost like De La Hoya. You don't know where they get the power from.
What we just saw was the Hagler Hearns of featherweight fighting. We have never seen a fight like this in the featherweight division on this level.
Unquestionably the most memorable fight of 1997, and Kevin Kelly doesn't want it to end.
It ain't half a bar.
When it's time again to think of something new, lean on pork, lean on British pork.
Would you believe bran could be so light? Would you believe bran could be so crisp? Would you believe light, crisp Kellogg's bran flakes? So light they'll lift your whole day.
It's fun! Table tennis, crazy golf, snooker, crocodile club.
Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I really enjoyed it. Plenty to eat. It's brilliant. It's great for the kids, the whole family. You wouldn't go anywhere else now.
Where else could you go and have all this? Really?
You get so much more of a holiday in a Pontins Chalet Hotel or Holiday Centre. For your free Holiday Club Pontins brochure, ring this number anytime.
Tell me more, tell me more. When it's time again to think of something new, lean on pork, lean on British pork.
That is the ring entrance.
A lot of Polish flags, not many Union Jacks.
You know, we talk about Galata and how this fight means so much to him, but look at the flip side here. If Lennox Lewis pulls off the victory here against Galata, his stock rises to a new level.
Both fighters need that dramatic knockout, and that's why really they need each other here.
This is almost a winner-take-all scenario. The loser really goes to the back of the pack. The winner calls his own shots and whatever he wants to do.
Lennox Lewis, a very personable fighter, sensitive. Said he's never been respected by the American fans, and he wants this fight to be the one once he gets its acclaim.
What better way in Atlantic City in front of the United States and the world?
And those trunks are high tonight. They are high.
Gee, I wonder if that was an accident.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the main event, brought to you by Main Events and your undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser. This Bud's for you, along with Panics Promotions and Ziggy Promotions. This bout is sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Chairman Jerry Gormley, Board members Gary Shaw and Stephen Katz, Deputy Commissioner John Greco, Chief Inspector at ringside Sylvester Kyler, The physicians in attendance at ringside: Dr. Richard Snepper, Dr. Howard Taylor, Dr. Kenneth Remsen, Dr. Eric Wormser, and Dr. Earl Shaw. The timekeeper at the bell is Arthur Spell, and counting for the knockdown seconds, your alternate referee, Eddie Cotton. This bout is also sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, President Jose Suleiman, WBC Supervisor at ringside, John Kofi. The 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system will be Marty Denkin, Chuck Hassett, and Barbara Perez. And when the bell rings, working for the 97th time in a world title bout, referee Joe Cortez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from the boardwalk home of champions, Caesars, Atlantic City. Let's get ready to rumble! "12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white, trimmed with red, and weighing in at 244 pounds. In his professional career, he has registered 25 knockouts in his 28 victories, and he has suffered 2 losses by disqualification. Ladies and gentlemen, by way of the Windy City, Chicago, a native son of Warsaw, Poland, here is the pride of Poland, introducing the challenger, Andrew Golota. And across the ring in the red corner, wearing red, trimmed with white, and weighing in also at 244 pounds. In 1988, he captured Olympic gold. And now, as a professional, in 32 bouts, he has 31 victories with only 1 defeat. And he has scored 25 knockouts. From East London, England, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the pride of Great Britain, the 2-time world heavyweight champion and reigning WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in that dressing room. I want good sportsmanlike conduct, obey my commands at all times. I want a clean fight from both of you. Understood? You understood, Andrew? Lennox? Okay, talk some more.
And the introductions are complete. We are ready. Lennox Lewis, Andrew Golota.
All right, Mary, you sort of stared out. Who's your pick?
Golota. I saw Lennox's stomach and he was breathing really heavy. And he's really not worked up much of a sweat.
Just give me a clean fight. That's all I want.
Everything above the belt and above the high trunk line. Lou Duva talking to Golota.
Excuse me, Lou, we have a fight, you know.
A clean one.
A clean one.
And we're set to go. The anticipation is over. Here we go. Lewis comes right at Golota. Did not throw the punch. Lewis with the jab. He's got a good one.
Lewis feet wide, Golota the right proportion.
Lewis missing with the hook.
Lewis trying to land a right hand right off the bat. He's pawing with that left to set up the right.
Gets the jab in. Lewis wants to control from the outside. Good boxer. Pops the jab and a right hand in. Nicely done by Lennox Lewis to start.
And Golota hasn't done anything yet.
Until there.
You wonder if Golota might be gun shy for a while with all the warnings of the low blows. It has been hammered into his head. with a big right hand. Galata in some early trouble here.
Got stunned by a right over the top by Lewis.
Good right and left hand by Lewis. Galata's in deep
Galata's
trouble.
down.
Stunned by the power of Lennox Lewis. This could be over. This very well could be over.
Let it continue. He's going to let it continue.
Galata in deep trouble. He was hammered, and Lewis coming at him. He gets a long count essentially, but he's got a lot of time to get through here. Big right by Lewis. Galata is in deep trouble. This is almost over. Galata cannot think in there. He's down.
Down again. It's over.
Galata is hammered by Lennox Lewis. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Well, it was clean.
That's for sure.